there's a Gaussian sphere or Gaussian dome boundary layer that allows us to maintain pressure under it, but above that would be the crystalline liquid superluminous fluid triboluminescent liquid type of region. That would be the firmament in basically this cube. Just kind of represents it, but I would normally put it as spheres upon spheres upon spheres.
Okay.
Because we do see that when you look at the sky at night, right, you'll see that like the Milky Way has a shadow, right? One side is a mirror of the other side. Like the lit side is mirrored by the shadow side. When you look at stars reflecting in water, some will be duplicated in the sky, and you won't see them in the water. But there's more.
Oh wow, yeah. You gotta show that, Chris. Honestly, brother.
I can try and pull up some other pictures here too. This is just an image I grabbed of. You can just go grab some high quality images of the Milky Way, preferably if they're a slightly overexposed one. So this is an image of just the Milky Way, and I was just kind of pointing out that if you can take a grease pencil, whatever, print off a picture of this, and if you can see my little pointer cursor, if you trace down one side of the Milky Way, and you can actually trace the light side, and then you can trace the dark side, and you'll see that it's an exact perfect mirror image of itself, right? So that, to me, indicates that you're looking through double layers. So it's one layer reflecting the top layer, and in between, you're actually looking through it at a bit of an angle, so you're seeing something that's actually through the other side. And when we zoom out a little bit, you'll see that in the water, if you compare the number of stars in the sky compared to those in the water, you'll see that you can line them up quite well. With the brighter ones will actually line up and reflect in the water, but all these other ones are missing. Like, they just don't appear in the water at all. And there's lots of images. Just pull up, flat water lake, salt water lake, star, night skies, and you see it's pretty consistent with all the photography. So to me, that just tells me you can line up these two stars here with these two stars in the water. Sure, there's a bit of an angle because you're an observer on the ground, but it doesn't account for the lack of stars in the water that should be there.
So basically,
and they're just not.
What you're saying then, Chris, is because we're seeing this effect, that these stars, the star field, actually has a somewhat of a polarized direction to them. Is that what I'm hearing here?
Exactly. Like, so the level or the layer of the star field in the celestial dome, they call it the firmament, with the crystal medium, superfluid crystals, it polarizes light in such a way that some of the light is coming towards us from the crystals in the star field, stars, right? Some of it's coming in our direction. Some of it's going back out towards the top layer of the dome firmament, and you're seeing a secondary image being created. But now what you're doing is you're looking through a one-way mirror, but there's two layers, so you're looking like into an infinity mirror, right? So it's just reflecting itself and reflecting itself and reflecting itself, and you'll see millions of stars, when in fact it could only be a couple 100,000 or whatever. But you keep seeing over and over and over the same star, doubling, duplicating itself. So it's polarized in a direction. It certainly has a direction to it.
Yeah. Wow, that certainly goes against the heliocentric model, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it certainly does. Yeah.
Yeah, but yet there it is.
And so I see it. I certainly see it as being under pressure, because you need the pressure to create sonoluminescence. You need the pressure to create crystalluminescence or triboluminescence. So when you apply pressure to a crystal, you get piezoelectricity, and it'll glow. Right?
Yes.
So it certainly has substance. It's under a lot of pressure. Obviously, it's impenetrable, right? And everywhere you look, it's the same type of process.
That is astounding.